Today we're talking finger movement technique on the oboe. Intro!
Hello everyone, welcome to yet another tutorial and konnichiwa to my Japanese viewers. By the way, let me know where you're watching from and I would love to say hello or try to say hello in your language. But let's dive into today's video. Today's tutorial lesson continuation from a video I released 2 weeks ago about hands placement, finger placement on the oboe. If you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out because it gives us the basis of what we are talking about today. Today we're talking about finger movement, finger technique, how to stay relaxed in our hands and our fingers, and how we can play, whether it's something slow or fast. Always keep really cool, relaxed hands. If that sounds alright, let's dive into the video. So let's first start by identifying what our goal is. And our goal is to have our fingers and hands being very relaxed, and this will help us playing slow, playing fast, and also will ultimately prevent from having issues with our hands with time, and that also will give us a lot better, smoother legato and a lot more enjoyable experience playing the oboe. And how do we achieve that? I will give you a few simple tips and exercises that you can do and try out so you can start creating a better habit in that sense of moving fingers and starting with simple things, going to more complicated. But let's actually first start to understand and identify why there might be even tension, and that will be because the oboe as an instrument by nature just gives us a certain amount of resistance when we play, and this resistance needs to be addressed correctly, and that will be the resistance. We cope with that with having a very good support and very good air control on the oboe, and the rest of the body ultimately should be relaxed. I will make another video, a whole another video about posture and about having a relaxed body, but today we are focusing more on the hands, and it has to do with also building up on the awareness, having the place to even be aware what is going on in our body and make the attempt to change that. Changing doesn't happen overnight, but the principle of doing that is systematically working towards a change, so the body has the time naturally to switch from one to another thing. And I would say that identifying the problem is the first step. The next one is start to work very concentrated on changing that. And on one hand it's going to be, yes, think about having relaxed hands and fingers. In this case could be something else, and on the other hand is actually concentrating on, okay, let's concentrate actually on having better support and better airflow and air control, and that would automatically eliminate the problems. Let's continue by identifying, or in my own experience have been the 3 main problems with tension in the hands and why we should avoid them. Well, generally the tension should be avoided because it can lead to some health issues with the hands, and of course we don't want that. We don't want to have a many years career with playing the oboe and having fun, right? So let's start with the first one. The first one is actually not our fault, so to say. It could be that your oboe is not adjusted so well in the low register, And what happens sometimes, if it's not adjusted very well, we'll just press harder with the fingers so the notes would speak, and that's not really good. So if you find that your oboe is not adjusted so well, make sure that it is adjusted better so you don't have to press that the low notes are speaking. And that leads us to the second tendency I've seen a lot, is when it gets higher in the higher register, the third octave, because it requires even more airspeed and more support, we try to also help it with the hands, especially the left hand. And that's something that you can try observing yourself. For me, this really helped, is to think about, I will actually release the tension from the hands and I will compensate or give more air and not more airspeed. And this way it really works very well. The third tendency is when we're playing fast, because when we're playing fast, very often we are just so busy with all these notes, and then we forget to stay relaxed, and we start to work really hard with the fingers, but actually it's not necessary, because actually playing fast is basically, we don't have to have more tension when we're playing fast, and that's something that we can build from doing more simple exercises to more difficult ones. And let's actually start with the exercises. Today I'll be using again this book. You can find it in the description below. I will leave a link, but there is a page, there are a few pages that are put together actually by the very well renowned Professor Ingo Goritsky. I had the pleasure to be and the privilege to visit his masterclasses and work with him on these things, and it really helped me to have better relaxation in the hands, and he has a very good system for that. So let me just let me show you the first exercise first. It starts from the simple and going to the more complicated. The first exercise is making movements slower first and going faster by keeping the finger movement relaxed. Going to the next one will be a more difficult movements when we have more fingers coming together at the same time to coordinate them. And to achieve that with relaxed movements, that's what we want to achieve here. So now I would like to show the scale and how actually it makes a difference. I will first play it with the harder fingers and pressing more, just so you can hear the difference, and then softer. I don't know about you, but I really prefer the softer, smoother version. It just, having smoother movements in the fingers really complements the line, complements the legato. Of course, there are other exercises in this book, also some for the third octave. I can highly recommend doing them, trying them out. Depending on where you are, you can decide what's better for you. That was another example using the Brahms Violin Concerto of how when you play slow and when you have a very nice smooth movement with the fingers, it just complements so much better the line, the legato, and what you want to say with the phrase musically. And the bonus tip I have for you is a very simple exercise that I do from time to time when I find my hands getting tired and getting a little bit of tension, because, for example, last week I had to play the Ponchielli Capriccio. And I found myself, after playing some time and practicing these passages, that my hands were getting tired, especially the right hand when there is a lot of activity going on. I found it getting tired. So this exercise is very good for relaxing your hands in a break, when you have a break in the orchestra, or just taking a break. It really just releases this whole tension from the hands. Try it out, let me know how it works for you. So now I'm going to show you the exercise that I do. It's very useful also for all kinds of musicians. You just basically need a wall, or in this case a door. You just like put your hand like this, so you feel your whole arm stretching, and just stay like this for like 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It's really good. After that you would feel all this tension going away. I do that occasionally. It's very useful. You do it with both hands, of course. And yeah, try it out and let me know what you think. I think I'm gonna leave you with that for today. I hope you learned something from this video. And I do realize that everybody is different, everybody might have different questions, so in one video like this is actually not enough to say everything that could be said about these topics. So actually I can offer you online lessons. I'm teaching online with the platform called Play with the Pro. Link is in the description. If you want to work with me one-on-one, if you maybe have some questions about something specific that you've been struggling, or just you want to improve your playing, let me know. I'll be very happy to meet you and to answer your questions about your specific situation. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. If you learned something from this video, if you found it helpful, I would appreciate a cheeky like. Please consider subscribing if you want to stay in touch with my videos. And with all that said and done, I will see you guys in the next one.